Okay, hello everybody, my name is Jasmine and this is my README file for my final project. I have my contact info here for my email. Then important installations are these two modules right here. I use SQLite 3 and GetPass. How to run it, it's fairly simple. You just have to open up the PY file for my final and then it'll prompt you through each of the options. The files that are included are going to be my CIS final project PY file, and then I set up a emergency vet DB file as well as a backup one. Some bugs that are in my program are the ID values. So I have vet and pet values, but I didn't find out a way to make them unique, so it'll have some issues when you go to search for them. You just have to make sure that you have the correct one. And basically what this program is going to be able to do is it's going to be for use at an emergency pet clinic, and it's basically just a program that healthcare professionals are going to be able to use to create a login and sign in, and then add patients, edit patient information, and be able to see all of the entries, and yeah, be able to get all of that information in there. So this one right here is my actual PY file. Here I have my imported modules. This all right here is my input validation, and I basically just use each of the options here and use them to correspond with numbers so that when they get inputted, it's very to the point, like it won't get lost anywhere. And I basically just did the same thing over here for the other pet options. Like this one was for startup pet options. This is for the reason, virus, bacteria, or injury. This is my ID validation for the pet ID and as well as the vet ID. And this function right here just restarts the screen. And then here I have a series of tables that are able to be populated by input over here. This is my little welcome message to the program. And then I have all of this input for to create the account if the user chooses 2. And then if the user chooses 1, they're going to be prompted to enter their password and log in. And basically right here, it just kind of checks to make sure that it's the same one as what it was like created as. And here we're going to go ahead and make our rows with all of the labels that correspond to them. And then if we go ahead and decide to choose and like add a patient, then we're going to go ahead and have all these labels here with the corresponding rows. And then this right here is to make sure that we can get all of our information from the ID, and then like make sure that it's all connected to the same one. We kind of just do that for all of the different options. So this is for the virus, this is for the bacteria, and this is for the injury. And then here I have this option, and it's going to be able to take in all of the pet information and store it in these variables. And then these variables are going to be inserted into the table pets. And from that point, they get prompted with a new visit reason, which is kind of the injury, bacteria, and virus pathways that you could do. And so I started it there, and then my if statement basically just goes through it, and if they choose to go for the virus, then they're going to be prompted to this and have all of these prompts. That information is going to go into these variables, and then it's going to be put into the table. And that same process is going to happen for the bacteria values down here, as well as the injury values down here. And then I just make sure that I commit it so that it's all being saved, and I can move forward. And then down here, this is if they want to delete anything, so that they can update the patient's information or just delete them in general. And then down here, it's basically following up from what was going on further up here. And then, so yeah, so if they entered an ID that didn't exist, if they wanted to go ahead and do this one right here, they delete, that's going to go ahead and delete that, and then make sure that it gets saved with the commit statement. And then if it's 0, that means that they want to exit, so that's going to break it. And then over here, this is for in the very beginning when it has options 1 through 3 and 0 as, I don't think I have 0 up there, but with option 3 you're able to print out every entry that was entered into the database. So here I just basically grabbed everything, made it a header, and then from here I select everything from each of the tables that I need to access, and then I print that information. And then I have my final, commit, and close statements, and then this right here is a function that basically it just helps me to make sure that I can get everything saved and is successfully backed up. And I believe I got this information right here from W3 Schools, like this little process. I got it from off of the W3 Schools website, just by seeing like what the process would look like, because I wasn't too sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this file. And then, okay. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties, but just gonna continue where I left off. So I got my program and it's running here. I have my welcome message, and then I have my sign in for option 1, 2, 3, create a new account, print all entries. And so I'm gonna go ahead and create a new account. I'll make it 100. The first name will be Jasmine Grijalva, and my password. I'm just gonna pretend I specialize in virology and I work the day shift. My phone number. Oh wait, oops. Okay, and then I go ahead and sign in, and my ID was 100. My password. Okay, so it shows me I have my ID, my name, my specialty, the shift that I work, and my phone number printed up here. Now I can go ahead and either view a patient, add a patient, or delete. So I have 2, enter ID. So this will be for the patient or the pet, and it's going to be, I can say 102. My pet will be my cat, Nala, and then there you go. She is a black and white tabby cat. Not really sure about cat species, but I'll say that. And then the city is in Tucson, AZ. Her date of birth. And her age, she's 1. Date of admission to the pet clinic is going to be 12/16/2022. And then her emergency phone number would be my phone number, but I'm just going to do this one. And then I have the next prompt of question. So why is my cat here? She could have a virus, bacteria, or injury. It probably would be in a real world situation more of a variety there, but I just chose those 3 for this project. So say she had a virus, and then I would enter the disease name, and then I could put like pretend that salmonella is a virus, and then it would be pretty sure that's just the name of it. The treatment would be antibiotics. And her symptoms would be like fever, dehydration, diarrhea, things like that, all that fun stuff. And then it tells us that the pet was added. So now I go back to that original menu options. I can either view that patient, so we'll go ahead and do that, and put in her ID, show that was patient 102. And now I'm able to see all of the pet details. So I see her patient ID, her full name, species, city, date of birth, her age, and the date of admission. And then here is her little diagnosis report. Still just going based off the ID, and then pretend that these are correct, because I don't know that many. But there's their symptoms. And then I can go ahead and delete a pet, which would be, let me just add one more. So I'll add another pet, so it'll be 103. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong thing. Add a pet is actually 2. 103. Put in our other pet, Daisy. Species, she is a hound mixed with chocolate. Lab. And then her city is the same, Tucson, AZ. Date of birth is going to be probably like 2016. Her age is 6. I'll put today's date, and then her emergency phone number could be the same thing, but and then we can say that she has a injury. So injury name, just say broken rear leg. broken left diagnosis, complete fracture in the rear left leg, and the type would be a broken bone or something like that. And now I can go ahead and exit, and I went ahead and ran my backup process. If I run this again, I can go ahead and sign in. I think I did 100. Okay, so I'm back into the database and I'm all signed in. Now I can go view pet details, enter pet ID, so you can see again, it won't take that type of data input, and it won't take anything else. So we can go ahead and we get back to the original menu, pet ID, say we have 102. Now it brings back up that same information I showed you earlier. So we want to delete a patient now, put in 102, and then it says down here, just as a little confirmation, pet deleted, and we can go back to view patient and then enter the same thing. And it'll tell us that it's an error, like there's an incorrect patient ID, it doesn't exist. And that's basically the function of my program. Oh, I should have pressed exit, but that's okay. And now I can show you how we can show all of the entries by pressing 3. I press 3 there. So I'm the only user that's been inputted right here. These are my documented patients. And because the other patient, 102, or my cat, Nala, she was deleted, so she does not come up in this list. And if I had done this option or this option, they would be populated, and then I have my injury that I inputted. But yeah, that is my final project. I also have screenshots of all of my input validation, just to make sure that everything doesn't break when you might accidentally put in the wrong type of data. Cool. Thank you.